All right, both sides set up. So now I'm just going to take hot glue and smear in here on the remaining two sides, the remaining parts. And sometimes, depending on how crisp your paper is, and some papers are thicker than others, you might have to do that in 4 or 5 sessions to get it to hold to its shape. So I'm going to have this. Hopefully it's going to stay still for me there. And I'm going to my other disc that already has the hole in it, and I'm going to put my awl in there. I'm going to flip this over, and on the outside edge, because if I went to the inside, I wouldn't be attaching to anything. So I'm going to come out here on the outside edge, and you could use PVA glue, whatever you wanted on this, but again, this is quick and easy. So, and then I'm going to find the hole in here in the center. So I'm there in the center. Oops, I'm not in the center. I didn't have it down far enough. Okay, so there I am, and then all I do is slide this down. And that holds it right in place. Like that. Then I'm going to take my star. Same thing, going to find my hole. Just a little tiny. None of this part is going to show, so it doesn't matter that that glue is kind of lumpy. This, hold it in place, it's in the center. Okay, now we have our hearts all punched out. These hearts are going to go right here. So I'm just going to put a little glue to hold it in place. Doesn't have to be perfect, just kind of follow those points. Sorry, to reach across there. Okay, so now there's that layer. Okay, now we have the next layer, and I have the decorative parts down, and so I'm going to collapse it, and I'm going to look for the center. Can you get that and show right down in that center hole? You can see where the center dot is. So I'm going to take this and hold it in place, and I'm going to fill that up. Fill it up with hot glue. Okay, now I let it breathe. I do this. Open, close, open, close. You know, 3 or 4 times. What I'm doing is spreading that glue apart. Now, depending on how tight you want, you could leave this all the way up like this. And do you see how much of this glitter row shows? But I like a little bit more of this to show. So I'm going to let this open up. And I kind of look down at my hole and make sure it's kind of staying centered. So I let it come out as far as I want it to come out. Okay, I think that looks about good, and that's in the center. So I'll just hold it there for a couple of minutes while that's setting up. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to show you guys, I have a lot of different images to apply, and this time I'm just going to use this circle as well, I think. No, I'm not. I'm going to use this disc. So I'm going to put adhesive on here. I really don't like using hot glue for this part because I don't want this to be lumpy, but I'm doing this kind of one-handed, and I want to do it quickly for this video. So there we go. There's our image on our scallop. And I have choices of pieces to put on the back, like this. And I'm going to turn this and hopefully keep it together. So this is what the back of my piece looks like. This actually was a companion paper to this. So I think I can use this, I can use this, I could use one of these. Ooh, I like that one. I think I'm going to use this. And you see there's a little notch out here on this. Sometimes that gets caught on the die cut machine, but that's going to get covered, so don't worry about that. So I'm going to actually use this one on here. Now, do yourself a favor and make sure you're putting these straight when you do it. So I don't have a picture on the other side, so it doesn't really make any difference what direction I put this one on. But if you already had your picture on the front, you'd want to make sure you were facing straight up. So I'm going to take this, and I'll go ahead, smear a little glue, disc in place. There we go. We're set here. Get rid of these. All right, let me go get some trims and I'll be right back.